Greetings, heroes. Coach Rick here. I am so excited to lead you into this week. This week, we are focusing on knowing your numbers. And if you know me, this is my happy place. I love doing this. So I'm so excited to share with you what we're going to challenge you with this week, which is number tracking and creating dashboards. So let's talk a little bit about knowing your numbers. First off, um, a lot of this is going to go back to a book that if you've been in our program for a while, you know this book, The One Thing. And let's talk about what your one thing might be when you first start up. These are some ideas that I had. My one thing to make money or to, make lots of money. Or maybe it is to lose weight or have a better marriage. These are all great things, but as we work with you, you're going to hear us tell you, you need to be more specific. So maybe you decide to narrow it down and say, okay, I want to earn $2,123 this week. That's great. Like that is much more tangible. I want to lose 2 pounds every week. Fantastic. I want to make my marriage 10% better. That's one of the hard ones where it's really hard to quantify, but you're trying. But something Coach Jarvis challenged us with a couple months ago was, well, wait a minute, is that your leading or your trailing indicator? If your goal is to earn the money or to lose 2 pounds, that doesn't really tell you what to do. And you want to make things as specific as possible. So you want to focus on your one thing being those leading indicators. So these are literally from my own book, as Jarvis has helped me. So instead of saying earning $2,000 a week, my one thing now is make 30 cold calls a day. For fitness right now, I'm running in the gym a 5K 3 times a week, and I've lost 12 pounds doing it. And then to make my marriage better, you guys will know if you're in one of my accountability groups, I set up a reminder every day to compliment my wife and as soon as I get home, because I used to come home and like everybody, you're tired, and I would instantly start complaining or, hey, why is there such a mess in here? Why isn't dinner ready? What's going on? And through a lot of very helpful coaching from Jarvis, I was able to realize, like, oh, what would it be like if I came home and affirmed my wife instead of just complaining or telling her about all the terrible things that happened during my day? So as we start to move into next month, where we're going to be resetting our goals and doing our 12-week year, and we're going to be coaching you on what your one thing is for this final quarter, we want to start working on being specific and really looking at what your leading indicators are. So why do you need to measure these things? Why do you need to know your numbers? Well, let me give you an example. Let's say you're a gym rat, you're a meathead, and which Jarvis accused me of being, and you just go to the gym, you kind of show up and you lift weights and you till you're tired. Like, are you going to see results? Sure. But there's one sure way that you're going to see results faster, and that is to log your weightlifting. So this is literally a page out of one of my weightlift logs where I was doing the chest press on the Life Fitness machine, and I would put down the date. And my goal was to do 7 to 10 reps the first time, 5 to 7 the second time, 3 to 5 the third time. And you'll see as I go down each line here, I would add, I went the first time 7, 5, 3, then the next time 7, 5, 5, 7, 6, 5, 7, 7, 5. So by tracking, it would push me to do like one more rep. And if you lift it all, it's that last rep that makes all the difference. Everything else is just getting your body ready. The one that really makes the progress is that last one. So if you want to see results at the gym, track your numbers, write them down. Don't just go in and kind of freewheel it and kind of work out till you're tired. You're going to get better results. So, what does that look like in your business? Well, same thing. You've got to track your numbers. This is literally some data from when I was doing the marketing job down in TJ, and I would log how many offices were there total that I needed to visit. Okay, there were 128 offices. I'd seen 77. I'd met the receptionist in 63, got through the gatekeeper in 55 of them, got the list of brokers and all of those, and then turned that into a lunch and learn at 8 of them. So I knew exactly where I stood. And then by tracking that month to month, I was able to see every month, okay, I started updating how many offices I needed to see, how many did I visit each month, how many did I get through the receptionist, how was I doing every month? So I could really know exactly how I was doing and get instant feedback. And then I was able to take that, throw it into a spreadsheet and actually start graphing my progress and see, okay, my leads are going up, my qualified brokerages are going up. So This is where I want you to get with your numbers, where you know them so well, you can graph them and you can show other people. And this goes back to that whole um, task that we're on for the month, and that's creating your business operations manual. So this is what I do. This is my way of tracking my numbers every day. So I start with what we all do now, a zero calendar. And you see in here, this day I had to schedule it a little bit late, but there's my calls. That's my 30 calls, or back then it was 20 calls. And then as I'm working, log them onto a sheet that looks just like this. So I log my calls every day as I make them, and then log down, did I get any meetings, any new deals, door knocking, cataloging, did I get paid? And I was even writing note cards at this time. So I want to track my note cards. And then let me show you here. I'm going to switch over and I want to show you what I do with those numbers. So you'll see here, for example, this is my December goal sheet. Again, this gets into the dashboards that I've talked to you guys about. So I've got my monthly goal right here. I want to make $41,000 this month. Well, how am I going to hit that? I set up a formula knowing, okay, for however many calls I make, I will actually get a hold of, if I call 5 people, one person's going to answer the phone. Out of that, every 5 people that I talk to there, one person will set an appointment. Most of those people actually have a meeting. Half of those I will get a proposal to, and half of those will turn out to a deal. And then I was even able to figure out per deal, this is how much money I make. So I could actually forecast based on, how much income I wanted to make. I could put in the number of calls and it would break everything down to me. And then I set this up. So I've got my goals over here on the left, how many calls I want to make, how many meetings I want, how much money I want to make in new deals. So I know every week what I'm focused on. And then I start logging. How many phone calls did I make each week? How many hours did I put in? So that starts to auto populate into here. So I can see, okay, I made 108 calls. That should get me this many contacts, this many appointments, this many deals, and make me about this much money. And so based on my forecast of that month, if I made 108 calls, my number said I should make about 10,000. I made about 5,000, so not too bad. Obviously, some things I need to tweak, but this is where it gets really powerful. So down here, I have the spreadsheet do all the math, so I know that month for every phone call I made $44. And that's whether they answered the phone, whether it was busy, whether it was a bad number. Do you know how much easier it is to make your phone calls when you know those numbers? When you know every time I pick up that phone, on average, I am making 44 bucks. Man, your calls get much easier to make. And then you can take that data and parse it even further and start to graph it. So I could start to see here my dollar results and plot them against my effort and see, like, okay, if I do make a big push in calls or cataloging in April, about 2 months later, my income goes up. So I start to see those relationships. And again, it makes me very, very motivated to do the stuff that I need to do. All right, so that's where we are going to get you at and what we're going to focus on this week. It's discussion time. So if you're watching this online, leave us some comments below. If you're in one of our mastermind groups, you're going to go over this with your coach. What numbers do you need to track? Whether it's your business, your health, your relationships, whatever's important to you. What are your leading indicators? What is your predictor of the end result that you want? And what are your trailing indicators? Is it losing weight, making money, better relationships, whatever yours are? And then looking to next month when we create our fourth quarter goals for the 12-week year, what does your one thing need to be? Is it sending emails? Is it underwriting deals? Is it going to the gym so many times a day? What are your one things? All right, heroes, thanks so much. It's so good to see you again, and I hope you have a great week.